Alright folks, so if it's impossible to be God-led if you are soul-led, then what do you do with all these pastors? Well, replace them, sack them and start again. Not just pastors, but teachers, church leaders, sack the whole blinking lot and start again. That's what you do. In all the churches, start again. Have a complete restart. Back to factory settings. Yeah. Same as you do with your phone. You erase all of it and you go back. You say, okay, let's start again. Start again from scratch and say, go to God. How does He want us to set this up? How does He want us to do this? And we're going to wait as long as we need to. Because if you've got a pastor or a teacher who is the wrong person, you might as well have no one. Now, again, just because someone might be the wrong person for you, it doesn't mean that they're the wrong person for another church. They could just be in the wrong church for them. And therefore, they're wrong for you. So, take your time. Listen to God, be led. Set things up step by step by step by step by step. I mean, the most important thing is to understand where you are. And to understand, okay, if you're going to get from where you are to where you need to be, what do you need to do to get there? Can you continue as you are? And the answer is obviously not. Because if it's impossible to be God-led as a minister, if you are soul-led, then, okay, that's not going to change. And these ministers that are soul-led, they're that way for a reason, and that's not going to change unless you remove them. Now, I've said before, and this is very much the case, remove them and allow them, if they desire, to apply for the role. If they want to, allow them to apply. Because you're going to do things according to God, as in, you're going to pick the person that God wants. But you let people apply. It's quite possible that God may want the same person. The person could go from soul-led to God-led after they've been fired. And therefore they might now be the right person. Because maybe firing that person was the thing that they needed to get them to go to God. And be God-led. So, yeah. And I'm sorry, but all this crap that, but he's been here for 40 years, and he's been serving his church for all that. I don't care. It doesn't matter. What has to matter is the same as any company. Right? If you've got a company, if someone has been in charge of that company for 20 years, if that person is now making terribly bad decisions, because they're not up to date with things and they're a bit obstinate, but they're making bad decisions, does it matter how long they've been there? No, because that's why they get the gold watch. The gold watch is for them being there for 20 years. Right? If you don't want the business to fail, you have to replace that person as soon as things start going wrong. Give them a little bit of time, but if it keeps going wrong, sorry, you got to go. We've got to bring someone else in who's going to bring this company back to where it needs to be, and it ain't you. Now, sometimes you're going to make a mistake by getting rid of that person, yes. But as I say, that's why you allow that person to apply for the position. Yeah. Because, it is very much a case that as things are, the pastor you have, the teacher you have, might be the wrong person for your church. But once you start focusing on doing things God's way, that person could suddenly be the right person for your church. So you have an understanding that, as I say, You've got to understand where you are, because you can't get to where you're going unless you understand where you are, because you need to understand that you're going on a journey, and that journey is going to take time, and you need to have a reasonable expectation of how much time that's going to take. Because otherwise you start getting impatient and you start having problems. Because if you think you're nearly there and it's 5 years later and you're still not there, then maybe you didn't understand where you were in the beginning. So understanding where you are before you start the journey is very important. Got to understand that. And then start to move forward as God leads. And allow Him to be the one to direct you as to how He wants you to move forward. And do that. And you're pretty much guaranteed success. Now, how long that success is going to take, how long it's going to take for you to be ready to see that, well, that's going to be different depending upon the individuals you have in your church and the people you have in your area and what is needed. So, yeah. But again, that's about understanding that what works for one won't necessarily work for all. At the moment, we have a what works for one will work for all attitude. And that is just wrong. That's understanding of no individuality. And of course, we are completely individual. So of course, individuality is a factor, and we need to understand that. When we understand that, we understand that what God wants is going to be very individual for us. For the people in the church that we have right now, and the area that we're in right now. Now, in a few years' time, what we need to do is going to change, because the people will be different. But right now, it's going to be very individualized based upon what we need. Same as a football club, exactly the same thing. Depending upon where they are is going to depend upon what sort of manager they need to get them back again. Or how many stages, how many managers they will need to get them back again. Same as a business. Any business is going to work out in that way. Different businesses need different things because of the people in them, because of the jobs they're doing. And the problem is the church sees itself as the same. It's not the case. The same as any business. And until we understand that, we're not going to be moving forwards very well. Because it's like the body. If we as the body think that we're all a right foot, then how can the body function if every part of the body thinks it's the right foot? It can't be the right foot. It could be the left foot, it could be the left hand, it could be the right hand, it could be the left shoulder, right shoulder, the left knee, the right knee. So therefore, unless you understand where you are and what your job is, you can't function. So there you go. There's a lot of work to do, and we're going to start at the beginning again. In most cases. In some cases, they've already started. So there you go. You take care. God bless. I'll speak to you soon. Have a fantastic week ahead. Speak to you soon. Bye bye.